If trailer 2 for Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker doesn't give you goosebumps, then I'm sorry, my friends, but you guys are Sith Lords. Hello and salutations. Welcome to another episode of Nerd News. I'm your host, Christopher Chavez. And today we are going to review trailer 2 for one of the most legendary film franchises of all time, of cinematic history, of the universe. Now, I say legendary because what other film franchise gets you excited when you see the first shot of the trailer, mind you, of two suns? You see two suns, instantly you're like, I know what this is. Also, the cut of this trailer is just bloody brilliant. Like, the first few minutes are just kind of taking you down memory lane, and it just pulls your little heartstring because of everything that we've seen from Star Wars from then until now. So the trailer opens, and like I said, you see the two suns, and the music, the Star Wars music, starts to slowly roll in. You start seeing familiar faces. You see Han, you see Leia, you see young Luke, and it just goes through all these memories, all the timelines, all the stories that we have seen and loved throughout the Star Wars franchise. You see the most iconic scenes from this film series. You see Luke going, "No!" You see the whole training montage of The Rock. Not like, do you smell? But The Rock, like when he's using the Force and The Rock is lifting and Yoda's like, yes, doing it you will. So it does get to the movies that some of us didn't like, and even reminds us of some of the scenes and lines we didn't like. Like, I'm sure you remember this one. I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Sand? Really? Sand? You can't blame the actor, blame the writers. But then it finally gets to the moment where we're all caught up. We've seen the timeline. We've reminded ourselves why we love, and this space opera just hooks us in. And now, time to reveal the final chapter in the Star Wars franchise. You see Rey with like a black cloak, and she's holding the lightsaber up like this, and she's looking up. And then it begins, kids. It begins. And Rise of the Skywalker almost has the same feel of when you went to see the trailer for The Last Matrix. Remember how just they threw everything in? It's like, this is it. This is the end. And there is just chaos. There is just amounts of emotion pouring into this one movie, this one moment that's going to define the entire franchise. You see epic battles. You see even Rey training in the forest. She has her lightsaber. She throws it, cuts a tree down. There was a moment in that scene where someone kind of paused it and kind of looked around. And remember the little droid balls that, sorry, I have to laugh at that. I'm a 12-year-old boy. The little drones that are shaped like a soccer ball, and they're shooting, the little lasers, and Luke's blocking the lasers, the little, It's the same thing in the forest, but Rey's doing it now. You hear the Emperor's voice. And after he says his first line, you see an amazing shot of Rey and Kylo Ren fighting on top of a ship. Waves are crashing. There's lightning. It's a battle. It's one of us will die. I'm sorry. And I bet you Rey will live. And so the Emperor says, your journey nears its end. Cut to black. From that moment, you're like, wow, this movie is going to be great. What an awesome ending. And then it fades back in from black. And what do we see? Fades back in. You see Rey dressed as a Sith Lord. She has a lightsaber that doubles as a nunchuck. It flips around. Fade to black. Title. What is going on? But what I think is happening in that scene, I don't think she's actually turning, evil. I think she's fighting her Sith self, much like Luke did. You remember that? But this trailer gives us that feeling, that Star Wars feeling of, it's a galaxy far, far away. It's a space opera. You've grown to love these characters over time. Yes, there's been stumbles upon the way, but you fall in love with these characters. And this movie puts a big bow around everything and finally closes the chapter on a lot of loose ends that I'm sure we were waiting for them to, tie up. So, I mean, this is just one of Star Wars projects that are coming out besides The Mandalorian. This is the big daddy. I mean, after this, who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, Disney Plus is happening, so maybe, you know, the success of the TV series of The Mandalorian, there can spawn some other Star Wars shows, or you never know. You remember they talked about the Boba Fett movie? That could possibly happen. But Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, what did you think? Let me know in the comments below, or let me know by putting some lightsaber symbols on there, because it's legendary. And remember, you can always find me on Instagram and on Twitter. Please drop me a line. I put a lot of great content on there so that you can be in the know of nerd stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. And remember, I know that Jar Jar Binks did exist in this film world, but we have bounty hunters, and that's all we need.